Welcome back. My home, my garden. I want to just say hello to all my friends and family at Villa de Vida. I can tell you this has been our fourth week together, going into our fifth week together, and I miss you more now than ever. I hope you're all safe and you're all taking good care of yourself and you're all staying home until we can be together again. So the garden has always been an inspiration to me for my kitchen. I love it, sort of a edible garden party. Today's Italian theme, our chicken cacciatore that we're going to make, is really important to me for the standpoint that I get to use my fresh oregano, my fresh basil, fresh tomato, a great, beautiful onion. And the ingredients to me really speak to really the heart of the kitchen. And that's what Italian food really is about. It really is about having your hands on the pulse of how to eat. Great food, romantic meals, a touch of vinegar or white or red wine. It's a wonderful dish. Italian cooking, the style of Italian cooking, is probably the number one rated style of eating in all of America. Next to, of course, Mexican food, Chinese food, but Italian is really high up there. It's my favorite type of meal. Mediterranean Italian. Fresh oils and herbs. You can't go wrong. It's really good for your heart, your circulation, and your body all the way around. And also, I don't know about you, I got on the scale this morning, a couple of extra pounds. I'm not going to worry about it because I know just in these next few weeks, I'm going to be cooking with you. I'm going to be walking a little bit more, and I'm going to be able to take in the sights and the smells of these great spring afternoons and early evenings. All those pounds will just melt right off. So let's go into the kitchen. Let's start cooking. Here, especially through the virus, I wash my hands probably about 150 times a day, 20 seconds minimum. I also wear gloves when I'm cooking just to be on the extra safe side. For today, we're doing our chicken cacciatore, Italian meals. And I have my ingredients already cut up, but I have from my fresh red pepper. I am saving my seeds. Remind me to tell you about that later. I have a yellow onion, fresh tomato. I have some onion that I've already cut up. And I am going to just show you my ingredients. I believe everybody's familiar with capers, green peppercorn. Love my peppers and capers. I love my olive oil, salt and pepper. I've already trimmed my chicken. I don't know if you remember from one of our classes, we showed you the difference between an untrimmed chicken and a trimmed chicken. So I trimmed this chicken, took off all the white skin, or almost all the white skin. You're gonna have a little bit in there. And I pounded that out just a little bit. I have made a homemade, but you could use chicken bouillon or chicken broth. Store-bought is fine. I did a chopped, I'm gonna move this out of the way, chopped garlic. Oh, I love garlic. And then I also did, a little earlier today, I did some salt and pepper combination. It's nice to have that already prepared. Now, today we're gonna cook with a little bit of a red wine, but you could do white wine. You could do, if you're not doing any wine at all, a vinegar. Also apple cider vinegar or an apple juice is fine. It kind of gives you the same flavor profile. I did a 1/4 cup of flour in my Ziploc bag. And in there, I'm going to put a little bit of my salt and my pepper. And then I'm going to do, it's called dredging, but I like using a Ziploc. I close it, and then I'm going to coat my chicken completely. I want to be able to get a little bit of olive oil. Again, I usually use a non-stick pan. I'm going to heat the pan first on a low flame. Make sure that my chicken is completely coated. And you don't have to pound your chicken. I like to do that myself because it cooks a little bit evenly. See how it's coated on each side? Really nice. So you're going to combine your salt, your pepper, and here, have that to be able to be warmed. And then I'm going to brown this off a little bit. I don't reuse this flour. Once you use it, you have your chicken in there, don't use it again. Chicken is wonderful to eat, but remember when we cut it, we saw the white juices coming through it. That's how you can tell that it's cooked all the way. Raw chicken has a tendency to be a little less than healthy when it's being prepared. Once it's cooked all the way, it's wonderful. I'm going to grab my tongs. So I'm going to brown this chicken off. And then I'm going to, after that, I'm going to keep the low flame. Then I'm going to add my bouillon. But before I do that, actually, just to brown that off a little bit, I'm going to saute in that same, saute my onions, measured out my garlic, saute my garlic. And I use 1 medium onion. I'm using 2 red bell peppers. Gonna lower my flame just a little bit. Little bit of the chicken broth just to start out with. My vinegar. Recipe came out of my cookbook. So let's saute this and get it nice and golden brown. Then when it is golden brown, then you can add a little bit more of that chicken broth. And while that's cooking too, you could use a can of tomatoes. I like to use crushed fresh tomatoes. You could break them. I like it because fresh tomatoes a little bit less acidic than a canned tomato. Crush them, then you get the juice as well. Nice golden. We're going to eat by color today. We also have some, if we can come on over here, I am going to do a chiffonade of basil. So you take your fresh basil, roll it, and then you're going to cut it. I love fresh basil. You can eat it raw, and then you're going to do a little chiffonade of that. I'm going to use a little bit of garnish. Chiffonade or ribbons, that French word really makes you think when you're cooking. Look at how beautiful that looks. Stewed tomatoes, which I used earlier, are just as good. It's a different color. Red wine. I use this to taste. Again, you don't have to use red wine. You could use vinegar or apple cider. You can also use red grape juice. Kind of gives you that same. All right. Oh, smells wonderful. Gonna cook that down into this. So this is gonna take a little while to cook. You want to be able to coat that chicken with all the ingredients. I don't cover it because I want all of the broth to come down. And while that's cooking, I have made us one to look at, cut it up with some fresh oregano. And here we are, chopped tomatoes, onions, peppers, fresh basil, and you have a little bit of fresh oregano for your garnish. How about that? You can cut it into bite-sized pieces as a cacciatore or just leave it whole like that, and we're good to go. Italian, wonderful, healthy, easy. You can't get much better than that. And we'll see you next week.